Oh my God, I am recording again. It's been a long time since my last expert occultist video. It's been at least half a year, maybe three-quarters of a year. It's been a long time, and I'm sorry to the select few people, a special few people who tune into me. Um, hoping for some extra content. But I've been pretty busy. My editor has been pretty busy. But I am back with, brand new skills, brand new teams, and brand new videos. So a lot has happened to me since I last recorded the last video. My editor, Matt from Bipolar Express. He's been a very busy man, and that's totally understandable. So I've had to learn how to make my own videos, how to edit my own videos. So that's a skill I've acquired. I changed jobs. I'm no longer a tour guide. I'm a arborist. And so if you don't know what an arborist is, I basically go up trees and turn them into works of art, so to speak. So I prune, I plant, I fertilize and stuff like that. So it's a pretty draining job. It's a very fun job, but at the end of the day, I just want to come home and relax. So I haven't had a lot of energy to do videos. But now that I'm up doing videos again, it feels right. I just like doing videos, and I know this content um, isn't very revolutionary or anything like that. I'm just making these videos because I enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it as well. It sounds kind of selfish of me. So, what can you expect from kind of brand new expert occultist? More of the same. So, we're going to do more showdown battles. We're going to play more TCG online, which is great because in the past half year, I've acquired quite the collection on TCGO. So I'll be able to show you some different decks and good decks as well. So the first team that I want to show you showcases my favorite Pokemon, Hydreigon. More on that later. I can't take credit for this team though. This is P2's team. P2 is a active member of Pokemon Showdown, and Smudgeon is on a whole, and he builds very how would you say very creative teams. His teams have lots of creative like move sets and things like that, and he uses different Pokemon as well. And because of that, he's used a Pokemon that's very close to my heart, but not in an OU sense. Hydreigon, my favorite Pokemon, is not OU, it is UU, although there's currently a suspect test on that. Hydreigon's really good in the UU environment, but he's also kind of reared his three heads in the OU environment as well with his awesome Choice Spec sets. So the Choice Spec set is all about spamming Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, and Fire Blast to do as much damage to the enemy team as possible. So it's got great special attack and enough decent speed, but enough speed that it's able to outspeed the tanks of OU and hit them hard with with its attacks. U-turn is there to scout and to switch to my other Pokemon, switch to counters, to Hydreigon's counters. And while Hydreigon is tough to counter because it's got an awesome move set, like Aqua Tail, Earthquake, Flash Cannon, like all of these things allow it to deal super effective damage to lots of Pokemon, but it only has 4 move slots. So these 4 move slots were chosen to create maximum havoc and support his teammates. And because because of these move slots, though, Hydreigon needs support himself, mostly against stuff like Tyranitar, Chansey, and fairies like Clefable. So the best possible partner you can give a Hydreigon is Dugtrio. And that's because Dugtrio traps and eliminates those Pokemon that I mentioned. Earthquake and Reversal hits Tyranitar and Chansey super effectively, and Screech allows him to muscle past all sorts of other Pokemon. He won't be able to kill a smart Clefable. Clefable 2-shots Dugtrio without a boost with Moonblast, but with Screech and Earthquake, Dugtrio will be able to weaken it enough that Heatran and Scizor will be able to finish off with its attacks. If that doesn't happen, if Clefable switches out, then Clefable will be at maybe 30% HP, and Clefable will not be able to tank 2 Dark Pulses from Hydreigon, making it an ineffective switch-in. So basically Dugtrio make Clefable not a good switch into Hydreigon. Dugtrio also traps all sorts of other Pokemon like Mega Metagross and Heatran. So all in all, Dugtrio is an excellent trapper in the OU metagame, and he's a really cool Pokemon that was slept on by a lot of people. Next up is Heatran. This is my hard switch to Clefable, and its moves are pretty standard, except Stone Edge. Stone Edge may seem weird with a timid nature because it lowers the attack of Heatran, but this team doesn't have a whole lot to kill Talonflame with. And usually Stone Edge is occupied by Taunt, and Talonflame usually has Taunt of its own to shut down Toxic, and so Heatran can't do much back. So I would fake with the Toxic. The Talonflame would Taunt, negating the Toxic. Talonflame, I think it would set up, but Stone Edge would destroy the Talonflame before it gets a chance to set up. Hopefully, it actually hits. And I've done that before. So yeah, Stone Edge is a worthwhile slot on Heatran if your team is very weak to Talonflame, which this team is. Speaking of being very weak to Talonflame, Mega Scizor is my Mega Pokemon of choice. Kind of a boring Pokemon, and I don't really like Mega Scizor's design, but Mega Scizor is able to switch into the threats like Lopunny and Mega Metagross, especially after Mega Evolving. But most importantly, this team is very weak to Weavile, especially the core of Hydreigon and Dugtrio. So Mega Scizor is able to beat Weavile for both of them, and well, the team as a whole. And it's just a solid defensive backbone, especially when coupled with Heatran. So these 4 Pokemon give you a nice core to work with. The last 2 Pokemon don't really have any synergy with the 4 Pokemon core, but they're good in their own right, and they allow me to take on specific threats. Like Latios is a Choice Scarf Latios. Usually people opt for Life Orb or Choice Specs, but Choice Scarf allows it to outspeed certain things, especially Dragon Dancers. This is kind of like my check to Dragon Dance Charizard X and stuff like that. It's also a good switch into Keldeo, because not only does it resist most of her attacks, if Latios gets hit by Icy Wind, the opponent might think they can finish me off with another, but with Choice Scarf, I can hit it back with Psychic, and I still have enough speed to outspeed it. So Latios has great utility, as usual, and the last slot is for Trick. Just in case Choice Scarf isn't useful, I can trick it onto a defensive Pokemon and cripple it that way. So Latios is very good. Another thing. Latios and Hydreigon make a pretty cool Dragon Core once Dugtrio and Heatran and Scizor have eliminated the fairies. Hydreigon and Latios can double team and use Draco Meteor and just bash up the opposing team. Last, but certainly not least, is Tornadus. Tornadus doesn't really have any synergy with the other 5, but it is it's my lead. It's my taunt lead, so it shuts down Stealth Rock, and I basically use it for the utility. So knocks off items like leftovers and Eviolite and stuff that hinders my other Pokemon. U-turn helps scout and switch into counters, and Hurricane is just there for a generally powerful move. But because I use Tornadus for its utility, not its power, the item kind of has to change. So I don't want to use Assault Vest, because I want to be able to use Taunt, and I don't want to use Life Orb. Once again, utility over power, and my attacks are weak anyway, so I don't want Life Orb chipping into Tornadus's sorry about that. Tornadus's bulk any more than it should. So the P2 has opted for Wide Lens, and that boosts Hurricane's accuracy to a respectable level. Well, not even respectable, but an acceptable level. of around 80, which is about as much as a Hydro Pump. It's a lot better than 70, so I can at least semi-rely on Hurricane to do some damage. Because of that, we switch up the EVs a little bit. Always max speed, of course, but maximum HP, so that it can survive long enough to do its thing and switch into a bunch of attacks. So, for example, Tornadus can actually live a Stone Edge from an Impish Landorus, which is really a really impressive feat. A little bit of special attack too, but it's pretty negligible. It's the bulk and the speed that make this Tornadus set what it is. So yeah, this is a pretty sweet team. So we're going to look for a battle. Hopefully my internet is behaving itself. Okay, that's funny. So this team is another well-known team. This is the Wonder Trio, another Dugtrio team. It uses Dugtrio to trap and eliminate things like Heatran that hurt Sableye and Shedinja. And this team plays like a stall team. So Hydreigon, once Togekiss is out of the way, Hydreigon's going to be very important here. This team usually leads off with Sableye to Mega Evolve as soon as possible. So we're going to use Hydreigon. That's what I thought. There's Sableye. So we're just going to hit it hard, hit it fast. That's fine. That's the usual setup. I think he's going to switch to Togekiss. So I think I want to U-turn out of here. That's what I thought. Okay. So there's Togekiss. We'll switch to Scizor. Don't think Togekiss has anything against Scizor. So we're going to Mega Evolve. And he's probably going to switch to something else too. So we're going to U-turn. Yeah, that's what I thought. Talonflame. Now this stinks, because I can send out Heatran to counter this Talonflame, but he's going to send out Dugtrio to counter my Heatran and trap and kill it. That might give me an ability, like the ability to use Stealth Rock on Sableye, but I don't know. I think, you know what, we're going to use Heatran anyway. Sorry about that, guys. And we can either use Stealth Rock, hopefully it doesn't switch into Sableye, or we can use Lava Plume. Lava Plume hits both Sableye and Dugtrio for decent damage. Hopefully it burns Dugtrio too. We're just going to use Lava Plume here. See? Taunt. So now this complicates things even more. So can't use either of these. Do I Stone Edge to kill the Talonflame, or Lava Plume expecting Dugtrio? Even if he sets up, I think I can live a hit. So we're going to use Lava Plume. Okay, that's fine. Seismitoad. Ooh, burn Seismitoad. So Seismitoad's a pretty passive Pokemon. I'm not at all threatened by it. It's going to Stealth Rock, and that's fine. We're going to switch to Hydreigon. Knockoff works too. That kind of stinks, but one thing that does allow me to do is use moves freely. So we're going to use Dark Pulse. That's going to not do a lot. Rest. Ooh, that is interesting. I was expecting this to be Stealth Rock. Screw it. Let's just go Draco. That's going to do some damage. So we're going to U-turn to maybe Latios to trick and mess with it. Although tricking either of the birds or Dugtrio or Shedinja would do lots of damage to it. You know what? We're going to go with Tornadus. And Tornadus is going to taunt. So that he can't use Rest Shenanigans. He can't use Stealth Rock. Yep. Didn't see that coming, did you? There we go, and now that leaves us free to knock off items. So that's what we're going to do. Hopefully he switches to a Pokemon that I can knock items off of. Yep, Togekiss, great. Bye, we're going to U-turn out of here. Hopefully he doesn't have Thunder Wave. Switch to Scizor. Air Slash, pretty standard move. Yeah, let's punch him. Nope, that's fine. Talonflame. Thing is about Talonflame, sometimes it doesn't even have fire attacks, but we're not even going to go there. Let's taunt. So let's switch to Hydreigon. Seismitoad. How much did Draco Meteor do? Ooh, not even half. Or half, but not even a kill here. So we're going to use Dark Pulse. Ooh, he's switching all over the place here. I think I'm faster than Togekiss. Yep. So we're going to switch to, let's switch to Latios. Hopefully we can trick this guy and mess with him. Yep, let's do it. Yes, alright. Now he's got a Choice Scarf. Now that's a double-edged sword because now he's got Choice Scarf with Air Slash, which is a pretty potent combination with flinching and all that. So we're gonna switch. Let's just use Thunderbolt. Ooh, I'm faster even though he has a Choice Scarf. That is scary. All right, more Thunderbolt. Shedinja, that's cool. What can I do to Shedinja? So Latios can't hurt Shedinja. Dugtrio can't hurt Shedinja, and neither can the Scizor. So we're going to use Tornadus. He's going to use Baton Pass. Battle of the Birds here. Alright, we're going to knock off. Ooh. Will-O-Wisp, that's cool. Again, I don't rely on my power anyway. Hurricane. This is obviously especially defensive Talonflame. We're going to U-turn. To Heatran. Now, this may be risky, but I hope he's going to taunt my Heatran. And so predicting that, I'm going to use Stone Edge. Yep, here we go. Come on, hit. Yes. Awesome. That hurt a lot. Okay, so hopefully he switches to Dugtrio. Yeah, let's use Lava Plume. Oh, he's gonna Roost. Interesting. I guess Roost cuts Stone Edge's attack in half. But still, wow. Okay. Yep, whatever. Stone Edge. Crit. Do I have Taunt anymore? No. Alright. Let's use Stealth Rock. No, Sableye. He's gonna bounce Stealth Rock back. Luckily, Sableye can't do much to Heatran, but that does stink. You know what? Let's use Stealth Rock again. Now I get it to stick, and Heatran's pretty much dead. That's fine. He's done his job. Rat. Okay. So I'm going to use Tornadus here. He might have Stone Edge, but Stone Edge probably isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. Take him down to a Sash. Yeah, and there's Stone Edge. Even with Burn, still not dead. So I'm going to use U-turn, put Dugtrio in a checkmate position there. He can either die or switch. It does not matter to me. Ooh! So he really, really wants Tornadus dead. Okay. You're going to use Scizor. And what's he going to do? This battle is really turned on his head here. Because now Scizor, none of his Pokemon are immune to Scizor anymore. And his only hope of clearing out those Stealth Rocks is to defog with Togekiss. And that is not going to happen because I'm going to punch Togekiss in the face. I don't know, guys. It's looking pretty good. Seismitoad, okay. We're going to dance. Scizor likes to dance. Hopefully he doesn't get burned. Okay. So that's great. Now we can dance some more. Uh-oh. Sableye, that's cool. See how much U-turn does to Sableye? Quite a bit. And we're going to send out Hydreigon, or do we trap with Dugtrio? Not even sure what he's using. Let's go with Hydreigon. Foul play. Yeah, that's a good play. Dark Pulse. Oh, jeez. Do we have effectively knocked out this guy's team? Yeah, that was quite a cool series of turns there. Let's use Screech. Lower that defense. Still asleep. That's cool. Earthquake's going to do a whole bunch of damage. Whoa, more damage than I thought. Scald might kill me. Yep, definitely kill me. But now, my good buddy Hydreigon is going to clean up this guy's team. So I think this is a good game. Yeah, I'll be arrogant. Good game. Awesome. So that was one of my favorite teams and one of my favorite Pokemon beating up a well-established stall team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this team. Again, I can't take credit for it. This is P2's team, but I really, really like it, so I thought I'd share it with you. Hydreigon, Dugtrio, Heatran, Mega Scizor, Choice Scarf Latios, and Tornadus Theron. You guys are all my MVPs. So this is Brian from Expert Occultist. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Great to be back, and I'm signing out.